Live each and every Monday to start my week with you, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. So happy you are here. If you're watching live, give me a quick comment, say hello, let me know you're here live. If you're watching the replay, which I know many of you are, feel free to comment replay so we know that you have stopped by. Today we're getting a little practical. We're talking about how to juggle all the things. And I think this quick training today is really perfect timing considering it's about to get real busy, right? It is fall season. We are 10 days away from Halloween. We have Thanksgiving coming up here in the US. We have Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all of that, holiday shopping, gift giving. Things are busy in our business, but they're also really busy in our personal life. And when those two things collide, things can feel a little bit bonkers. So today, I thought I would talk a little bit about how to get ahead of that, how to juggle all the things, how to prepare for the next couple of months, which we know are going to be real hectic and real busy, and some of the tools that I use to stay grounded, even when things get really busy and hectic. So I'm going to make sure we are live in all the places. We're over on YouTube today, LinkedIn today. We are on Instagram now, and I'm going to make sure that we share this over on Facebook. We're live on the business page and my personal page, but then we're also sharing this over to our Modern Direct Seller Tribe, your spot to grow your direct sales business. Totally free group. Come hang out with us in there. There's free training that drops in there each and every day. And then, of course, we have our Modern Direct Seller Academy for our incredible members inside the Academy. I see all of you and I am cheering you on. You guys are rocking the month of October. We did a whole thing this month around double prizes for our consistency tracker to make sure that we're getting done the most essential things in our business, our ABCs on the daily, getting our confetti, and so many of you are on the leaderboard there. It's been really fun to watch this month. So all right, I think we're live in all the places. As you're popping in, say hello. Let me know your direct sales company. I see Suzanne on. Hello, Suzanne. Good to see you today. Excited you are here. And got a few of you popping in over on Instagram. Hey, Patty. Good to see you. All right, so we're talking about how to stay balanced, how to stay grounded, and how to juggle all the things when it is such a busy season. And I am feeling that deeply. I have in our family, we have a November birthday and a December birthday. So you smush that in with all the holidays. We're trying to sneak in a little bit of a family vacation before Thanksgiving. My kids are both in sports and lots of activities, and business is a little bit busy too. So a couple of things that I thought I would share here today that have worked really well for me, and I'd love for you to borrow if it makes sense for you to apply to your business. So the first one is time blocking. And you've probably heard people talk about time blocking before. When I've done trainings on this, sometimes people are like, I don't really get it. Like, you just put on your calendar that you're working during certain times. And yeah, you do and you don't. So I actually use time blocking in my calendar on a weekly basis. And as I'm planning out my week, I block off big chunks of time in between meetings or when I have dedicated space to get some bigger projects done. And what I actually do is, and I'm talking like Google Calendar here, so we're not using any fancy software. I actually write down what task I am accomplishing during that block of time. And that's a big game changer. I used to just say like focused work time, which is great, but you really need to know what to focus on. So having that blocked on my calendar where it might say record podcast for the week, follow up with somebody on Oh My High, check inbox, whatever those things and tasks are that you need to do, actually putting them in as a calendar appointment with yourself is a game changer. So when that time comes that you have a solid chunk of time to be able to focus on working on your business, you know exactly what you are going to do during that block of time. So that has been huge for me. One thing that I love to share related to time blocks, if you're listening to this now and you're thinking, time blocking sounds great in theory, but like, I got a toddler running around in the background, or time blocking is great, but like my schedule is really unpredictable. I'm on call for my 9 to 5 or whatever that might be, right? I love this idea of what I like to call a floating time block. So This is something I used to use all the time when my kids were really little, and you just didn't quite know when that nap was going to happen or when that quiet time was going to happen. So I would consider it a floating time block. So when I have the next hour free to work on my business, this is what I'm doing during that hour. I'm doing follow-up messages, I'm coaching my host, I'm checking in on previous orders, and I'm updating a blog post. Right? I'm making things up here, but you know what I mean, right? So having this floating time block is something to give you a little bit more flexibility if you truly are not sure exactly when that next hour plus block in your business is going to pop up. Now, I, again, believe that you can get a lot done in just 20 minutes. I talk a lot about the ABCs and active selling, building relationships, creating content. I really believe you could get that done in 20 minutes a day. But when we talk about bigger strategies, sales strategies, marketing strategies, digital marketing strategies for your business, so these are going to be a little bit more than 20 minutes. So that's where time blocking really comes into play. And if you have it on your calendar and you know what you're going to be working on, this also gives you an idea to ask for help, right? If you know that you're going to be full of distractions on that Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. when you're planning on getting something big done, it's okay to tell people, hey, I'm putting my blinders on. I am focusing on this task right now, so please give me that space. Or I'm going to need a little bit of help with the kids in the background, or you can't be asking me for a snack right now, or, running in and asking me a million questions, right? So having that focused work time is absolutely huge. Yeah, Carly, love the floating time block. I think you're saying homeschooling kids. Kids are at home, so you really need that flexibility. 100% floating time blocks are where it's at. And the other thing that I have recently adopted into my schedule, which has been huge, and I learned this from Megan Sumrell, so I can't take total credit from this, but I think she's an amazing trainer when it comes to time management strategies and really making the most of your calendar, is she really encourages you to track how much time you need to create as a buffer when things are unpredictable. And like now my life is a little bit more structured because my kids are at school every day from 8 a.m. until 2 p.m., except those half days on Wednesdays. They get out at noon. But I know that I have solid blocks of time during those periods of time, but there's still things that come up, right? Like I get a call from my daughter that she forgot her PE clothes at home, or I have to run up to school and do something for them, or the dog is being crazy and I have to go take care of the dog, or maybe a kid stays home sick. So one thing that she talks a lot about is tracking your time and really knowing how much time per week is like kind of unpredictable and anything could come up. Because if you're like me, I love to schedule things back to back to back to back. And the reality is, if you don't build in any buffer, you're never going to accomplish what you have on your calendar. So building in that white space, that buffer, that overflow time for whatever comes flying at you from left field, because we know each and every week we're juggling so many things, but building that into your plan so you know that you have the time and space to shift things around as needed based on what's happening. Okay, the other thing I love to do when it comes to time blocking is I love to batch similar tasks together. So, like today, I'm doing Make Money Monday right now. Right after this, I'm recording a corporate training. So, I'm in video recording mode. I'm already set up in here. I have the lights on, I have the camera on, I'm a little warmed up, right? So, I'm going to batch those tasks together while my brain is still kind of in that mode. So this works really well with content strategy. So if you're in a content development mode where you're writing blog posts, writing emails, writing social posts, when your brain is kind of like in that creative space, that is the perfect time just to keep on going with it. So batching those tasks together can be huge for your business. And I think this really holds true when it comes to doing maybe some of those tasks in your direct sales business that you might not love to do, like booking a party or following up with a previous customer. Sometimes once you get in the mode of sending messages and reaching out to people and making those asks, it's a lot easier to do the next one and the next one and the next one. So that would be another type of task that's like, all right, I'm going to put my big girl pants on and I am going to book up my calendar for the next month, or I'm going to reach out to those people and I'm going to invite them over for a personal shopping appointment, or I'm going to check back and see how they're loving their order. So it is one of those kinds of things that once you kind of get in that batch mode, it is a lot easier to keep going and getting things done. So rather than doing one of these things, one of those things, one of that, right? Try to batch those similar tasks together in the time blocks that you're setting on your calendar. Okay, number two, that was a big number one. Number one was time blocking, plus a whole lot more. Number two is really leveraging tools and systems to make your business run smoother. And you guys know that I am a total nerd over here. I love my systems. I love things working in the background for me so I can be here on the front end, serving you, talking to you, showing up on camera, doing those things that only I can do. For you and your business, that might be serving your customers or connecting with them or doing events in person or getting into those DMs and sending some messages back and forth. So nothing replaces that personal connection that you have. But if you can automate some systems in your business, this is going to be huge for you. I am a big fan of do things today that are going to save you time tomorrow. I think Rory Vaden said that in one of his books, Maybe Take the Stairs. But I can't take credit for that one either. But I really learned a lot from that because those are the tasks that are probably on your to-do list that you haven't time blocked out to actually get done. But think about what you can do today that's going to save you time tomorrow, right? So this is where automation comes in. Maybe it's leveraging a tool like Project Broadcast to schedule out your customer follow-up texts. So those are happening on autopilot for you. So you can really show up and serve your customers on the front end, but you know your customers are being taken care of on the back end because those texts are scheduled and they're going out. Another place that you can leverage automation is on social media. So I'm a super fan of ScentShare. That's what I use to schedule out my posts, but you can use any tool that's available to you, even the native scheduler on Facebook or on Instagram, and being able to schedule that content out ahead of time so you know, all right, this week's content is covered. I can just focus on the comments, just focus on my direct messages, and not worry so much about what's going to post at what time and creating that content in real time. This also gives you a bank of content to go back to season after season after season. Like you can bet that I repurpose a lot of content that I have created in the past. So a tool like ScentShare is a great way to lean into automation for your business. And the third one that I love is email marketing. Again, digital marketing junkie over here, built my business on email marketing. I've used ConvertKit for years. And as we're rolling out our new version of Oh My Hi, our own website builder that now has email and CRM attached to it, which I'm loving, that's a great tool also that you can schedule out those emails in advance. So for example, we have Oh My Hi support sessions that are happening where people can come and ask questions about Oh My Hi over the next couple of weeks. And I have already scheduled those reminders out. I did that on Friday, so I don't have to remember next Wednesday, next Thursday, oh, I got to send that reminder out. So that's really where automation can come into your business. And with email marketing, there's a whole lot more bells and whistles. Like you can do a nurture sequence or a new customer sequence or a sample follow-up sequence. There's so many different things that you can do there. But I would say social media, ScentShare, text marketing, Project Broadcast, email marketing, Oh My Hi, or ConvertKit has a free plan too. That's a great option for you there. Okay, the third one, and yes, Jackie, to automation. I know you're a big fan of automation. I'm right there with you. Fills me up, right? So the third one is really the permission to say no, which I know many of us struggle with, right? I'm not the only one over here. The permission to say no, especially during busy seasons. So maybe somebody's approached you and they want to do like a party swap or a collab or something like that. It's up to you if you say yes or no. You don't have to say yes to something like that. You don't have to feel obligated to always say yes. You could be looking at your fall calendar and think it's already pretty full and ask them to move that into January, into February. Or maybe somebody has been itching to grab coffee with you locally and pick your brain about your business. It's okay to say like, I can't fit that in this month, but let's loop back next month and, figure out the best date for that. So oftentimes in our business, we feel like we have to say yes to every opportunity that comes our way. And I'm an opportunist over here. I love saying yes. But in order to juggle all the things successfully, sometimes we have to say no. And maybe it's to that volunteer opportunity, or maybe that's to baking homemade muffins for the class and you're like, here's $20. How about you go buy some muffins at the grocery store, right? So think about what you're saying yes to and what you're saying no to, because oftentimes when we're saying yes to things, that means we're saying no to other things, or we're not prioritizing some of those other things that are on our list that are really important, especially if you're leaning into time blocking or if you have some bigger projects that you're tackling here in the fourth quarter. Hold yourself accountable, right? If you said you were going to do it and you put it on your calendar to do it, you may have to say no to some other things in order to get that done and hit those goals that you want to hit. So give yourself a hard look at what you're saying yes to, what you're saying no to, so you can really prioritize what's most important, especially during this busy time of year. So with that said, I'm really excited over the next couple of months. I know we have lots of big holidays and promotions and sales, and things are flowing in your business. So definitely spend a little bit of time blocking, leveraging tools and systems. Don't be afraid to say no and carve out that time that your business deserves, because come January, you might be looking back thinking, "Ooh, I wish things were looking as good as they were back in October and November." So this is the time of year to really buckle down, focus on those big things, and maybe let some other things go during this busy season when you're juggling it all. So excited to be here today. I will be back with you next Monday, same time, same place. We have some incredible podcast episodes coming out. Make sure you're tuning into those. We're talking brand strategy, we're talking websites. We are gearing up for our launch of our sister brand, Oh My High. If you haven't checked it out, you can take a sneak peek over at ohmyhigh.com. We have a little bit of a wait list forming for when we open up Oh My High to the public, which is happening here in just a few short weeks. So really excited about everything that we have cooking over here in the fourth quarter, especially when it comes to systems and automation and support. So you, again, can focus on what matters most in your business, building those relationships, connecting with people, serving your customers, and you don't have to worry as much about the back end. That can just be flowing for you in the background. So excited for that. I hope you all have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you back here next week. All right, take care, everyone. Bye. Have a great Monday.